Okay, let's talk about speed, velocity, and acceleration. Speed is basically talking about my change in my distance. And let's talk about how I drive will be the best way to explain how I get here. Okay, typically I drive 40 miles in 1 hour. Okay, that's my speed, 40 miles every hour. And because I only live about maybe from school, about maybe 10 miles, it only takes me about 15 minutes to get to school at this speed right here. Now, with speed, going to school, right here, this line is me going to school, that's 40 miles per hour. If I forget my cell phone, I have to turn around and I have to go the other way. Well, this is still driving 40 miles per hour, even though I'm going the other way. It's 40 miles an hour. So speed only looks at how many miles I'm traveling in 1 hour. Okay, so 40 miles an hour this way and 40 miles an hour the other way. Now, velocity starts off the same thing what speed does. It wants to know how many miles I'm doing every hour, what my distance is per hour. So let's start driving again at 40 miles per hour. So this is me going to school at 40 miles per hour. If I forget my phone, I have to turn around and go the other way, and I'll still drive 40 miles per hour. But because I'm going this way, velocity says I have to put a negative here. Now, the negative basically says I'm going the other way, whereas the positive says I'm going to the right. The negative simply means I'm going to the left. Speed doesn't use the negative. So whether I'm going to work or going back home, it just says 40. But velocity not only says how fast I'm going, but it kind of gives you the direction I'm headed in. Okay, so velocity kind of has that extra piece of a little bit of a direction, as opposed to only telling you my distance per time. Now, let's talk about acceleration. The speed limit on my road is actually 35 miles an hour, to be honest with you. So, acceleration is the change of velocity. It's one of the things, it's change of velocity. So, let's say I'm driving and I see there's a police officer car. So I start driving 35 miles per hour. Okay. Then once I'm past that point, I said, well, I need to kind of get to school. Then I will start driving 40 miles per hour once I get past that. Well, going from 35 miles an hour to 40 miles, that's a change in velocity. So that's an acceleration. To go from 35 miles an hour as a speed or velocity to 40 miles an hour, that's an acceleration. Okay. So it's time for me to come back if I forget my phone. So I'll start off driving back at 40 miles per hour. And then I'll say, oh, I remember that the cop was over there. So I said, okay, I slow down. I said, okay, now I'm driving at 35 miles an hour. So I'm going from 40 to 35. Well, even though I am slowing down, this is a change of speed. And any change of speed is an acceleration. So going from 40 miles per hour to 35 miles an hour is an acceleration. So let's say acceleration is the change, any change of speed. Okay, so that's the change of speed. Now, let's talk about another acceleration besides change of speed. Let's say I'm slowing up. I'm just driving, let's say very slow, 10 miles an hour. So this is me driving 10 miles per hour. And I come to an intersection. And on that intersection, I'm just going to go straight through the intersection. There's the intersection right here. I'm going to go straight through the intersection. So on this side, I'm 10 miles an hour. When I get past the intersection, I'm now still going 10 miles an hour. Well, since I didn't change my speed, um, this is not an acceleration. Okay, so that's not acceleration there. No acceleration here. Zero acceleration. Zero acceleration. I'll put a little sad face because there's no acceleration going on there. But let's say I did something a little different, and sometimes when I go home, I don't just go through. I don't go through the intersection. I actually turn. So let's say I'm going to the intersection at 10 miles an hour, and I make my turn, still going 10 miles an hour. Okay, so I didn't change my speed, but here I did change directions. So this may not be an acceleration, but this is an acceleration. Okay, not because I changed speeds, it's because I changed directions. So if you change directions, that is a speed. Sorry, that's an acceleration. Or if you change your speed, that's an acceleration. If you don't change your speed and you don't change your direction, then this is zero acceleration. Just very sad. Zero. He's just sad. So it takes either change of speed or change of direction to get your acceleration.